Everyone in this room thinks they're in control. They're wrong. Right now, as you watch this video, someone is influencing the way you think. Someone is shaping your decisions, and in most cases, they're not even doing it on purpose. This is a story about a man on his first day at work, a normal man, in a normal office. Nothing dramatic happens. No shouting, no threats, no obvious manipulation. Yet by the end of the day, he walks out completely drained without understanding why. What he doesn't know is that throughout the day, he was influenced 10 different times by people who probably don't even realize what they're doing. This is the office that wasn't what it seemed. It's 8:57 a.m. He steps into the office for the first time. New job, new people, new energy. A coworker approaches him, friendly, relaxed. They talk casually, weather, commute, weekend plans. Something feels comfortable. The coworker leans back. He leans back too. The coworker crosses his arms. A moment later, he does the same. The coworker lowers his voice slightly. Without realizing it, so does he. By the end of the conversation, he thinks, "I like this guy. He seems trustworthy." That wasn't chemistry. That was mirroring. Mirroring is when someone subconsciously copies your posture, tone, gestures, or expressions. Your brain interprets this as similarity, and similarity signals safety. The dangerous part is most people do this without realizing it, and the effect still works. Your brain doesn't ask why you feel comfortable. It just decides that you do. Later that morning, he meets his manager. The manager asks a simple question. "So, what made you want to work here?" He starts explaining himself. Mid-sentence, the manager says nothing. He just watches. The silence stretches. 5 seconds, 7 seconds. Suddenly, the man keeps talking, over-explaining, justifying things nobody asked for. When he finishes, the manager nods slowly and says, "Interesting." And somehow that one word feels heavier than a paragraph. This is the power of silence. Silence creates discomfort. Discomfort makes people talk, and talking gives away information. People who pause before speaking are often perceived as more confident, more authoritative, more intelligent, not because they are, but because your brain fills the silence with meaning. And again, most people don't do this intentionally. They just learned that silence works. Near lunchtime, a colleague stops by. "Hey, can you do me a quick favor?" It's tiny, almost nothing. Send an email, check a file. He agrees instantly. An hour later, another favor. By the end of the day, he's doing things that were never in his job description, and he doesn't know how he ended up there. This is called the foot in the door technique. Once you say yes to something small, your brain wants to stay consistent. Saying no later feels like breaking character, being rude, being unreliable. So you keep saying yes, not because you want to, but because your brain wants to protect its self-image. It's not funny, but a few people laugh. Then more people laugh. Soon the whole room is smiling. Even him. This is social proof. Your brain uses other people's reactions as a shortcut to decide what's appropriate, what's safe, what's valuable. If everyone else approves, your brain assumes they know something you don't, even when they don't. Later that day, a senior executive joins a meeting. The room changes instantly. People sit up straighter. They choose words more carefully. They agree faster. No one challenges his ideas, even when those ideas are questionable. This is authority bias. We're conditioned to trust titles, positions, appearances of competence. Your brain assumes authority equals accuracy, and questioning authority feels dangerous. Not because it is, but because your brain remembers a time when it was. Around here, we do things a certain way. Notice the word we. We believe this. We value that. We don't tolerate this. Suddenly, disagreement feels like exclusion. This taps into group identity bias. Humans fear exclusion more than failure. When someone frames ideas as what we believe, your brain doesn't hear an opinion, it hears a test. You're really easy to work with. It feels good. Later, they ask for something, and saying no suddenly feels harder. This is reciprocity. When someone gives you something, even a compliment, your brain wants to return the favor. Not logically, emotionally. An email pops up. Need this ASAP. Suddenly, your heart rate changes. You stop what you're doing. Scarcity and urgency hijack attention. Your brain treats limited time as a threat, even when it's not. By the end of the day, there's one coworker he feels closest to. Not because of anything meaningful, just because he saw them the most. This is the mere exposure effect. Familiar equals safe. Your brain prefers what it recognizes. He leaves work exhausted. Nothing bad happened, yet he feels depleted. Emotions spread silently. Stress transfers, anxiety transfers, negativity transfers, without words, without intention. The most powerful manipulation isn't force, it isn't threats, it isn't control. It's influence that feels natural. And the scariest part? Most of the people doing it don't know they're doing it. And now that you see it, you'll never unsee it. If this opened your eyes, subscribe, because once you understand human behavior, the world starts to look very different and much quieter.